Chicago's #1 news, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7, starts streaming now.
Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. We have a lot of breaking news happening right now as we get to it.
Yeah, we want to start with the investigation now underway after Chicago police officers shot a suspect in the hand. Happened on the far south side on 126th Place. Kate Kogirin live from 127th and Wentworth, where police are expected to speak shortly. Kate?
Yes, we're expected to hear an update in the next few moments, Rob and Cheryl, but Chicago police have told us so far they do have a suspect in custody and that no officers were injured in this police shooting. It happened on the 100 block of West 126th Place in the West Pullman neighborhood. Police tell us an officer shot the suspect in the hand and investigators recovered a gun at the scene. It's not yet known what happened in the moments leading up to this police shooting. As we mentioned, we are expected to get more details from Chicago police investigators in the next few moments. But back out live, we also have learned the Civilian Office of Police Accountability says it has investigators here at the scene as well. Reporting live in the West Pullman neighborhood, Kate Kogirin, ABC7 Eyewitness News, back to you.
All right, Kate, thank you so much for that update here tonight on the 7 o'clock stream team. Also breaking tonight, one person is dead and another hurt after a shooting near a CTA bus stop. Now, this all happening at 79th and Cottage Grove in the Chatham neighborhood. Police say a 38-year-old man was walking when he got into a fight with someone who pulled out a gun. A 21-year-old woman getting on the bus was hurt.
I've never heard of something like this happening so close, literally just down the block from my job.
Well, the man died from his injuries. The woman was taken to the hospital. She is in good condition.
More breaking news. Police investigating after two people were found dead inside a home. A 2-year-old boy was not hurt. Liz Nagy reports from the scene near 81st and Drexel.
Family members of those two victims found dead inside an apartment earlier this afternoon are now here in the neighborhood, and they tell us the two people who were found dead in the apartment are a father and daughter, 79-year-old Curtis Hardman and his 27-year-old daughter, Giovanni Jenkins. Family members say they lived here together. These are photos of Giovanni Jenkins from her social media page provided to us by her family members. And her co-workers say when Giovanni Jenkins didn't show up for her job this morning as a medical assistant at Holy Cross Hospital, they knew something was wrong. They said they began calling her phone just before 8 o'clock this morning. And finally, they say her 2-year-old son, CJ, answered the phone. So then they got that little boy on FaceTime and they kept him on the phone for several hours. When they never saw Giovanni during the entire conversation, they knew something was wrong, came here to the home and called Chicago police, who opened the door. This is what colleagues had to say about carrying on that conversation with Giovanni's 2-year-old little boy.
We kept trying to ask him, like, oh, you know, where's mommy? Where's mommy? And he's 2, so he just kept repeating what we were saying to him. So we were trying to get him to see, but obviously he's a little baby, so all that we could see was like from his face up, so like the ceiling the majority of the time.
We came a little too late. We did. We saved the baby. That's all we could do.
Police did take that 2-year-old little boy to Comer Children's Hospital to be checked out, and he is okay. At this point, police say they're just interviewing potential witnesses, and no one is in police custody. Reporting in the East Chatham neighborhood, Liz Nagy, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Some rough stories to start at 7 p.m. streaming newscast. Glad that boy is okay.
Yeah.
Time to talk about our weather forecast. City looks beautiful. Fog has lifted. Still pretty chilly. I was saying earlier, Cheryl, I did see the sun in the southwest suburbs just for a minute.
You did? Like what time specifically?
Coming to work.
Yeah.
So, right, Greg
like,
will be
we're going to check
Greg,
that with
Mr.
Dutra
it was
because...
about 1:30-ish. Does that sound right,
okay.
Greg?
It looked like it wanted to around that time at my place.
Wanted to.
Yeah.
Is that evidence?
It could have. I know that there were some patches of sun out.
Okay.
I was not blessed with one of those. Again, the sun looked like it wanted to come out for me, but sometimes in the Midwest in wintertime, that's the best you can hope for.
Okay.
Okay, maybe the sun wanted to come out today. 42 degrees in Oak Lawn. It's 36 right now in Naperville. Yorkville is at 32 degrees here for this evening. And tonight, there is not much to talk about from the temperature world. Our temperatures drop into about the mid-30s, then go back up ever so slowly to the lower 40s for tomorrow. About 40, 41 will be the high. It'll be another one of those cloudy days, but developing Thursday night and into early Friday will be some rain showers that may switch over to some accumulating snow. So we're going to have to track that. We'll go right into the weekend forecast, all coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Lot in your forecast. Thanks so much, Greg. Now to a story you will only see right here on ABC7. A mother talking to Eyewitness News tonight about these terrifying moments from this morning after her SUV was stolen with her son inside in the back seat. It happened at 19th in Michigan. The vehicle found abandoned a short time later at Cullerton in Michigan. Mayor Kawash tonight talking with the mother who has her 11-month-old baby back home safe.
Well, I just talked to that woman late this afternoon, and she could only describe this entire situation as horrifying. Her son is just about to turn 1 on Friday, and there were some moments this morning where she really thought she may never see him again.
Everything at once collapsed around me.
A nightmare for any mother. Nikki Shukatis was visiting her mother-in-law around 10 o'clock this morning when her BMW was stolen right near 19th in Michigan with her 11-month-old son in the back seat. She tells us she locked the car and went to pay the parking meter. One of the meters wasn't working, so she checked on her son once again before walking over to the next one. Just moments later, her car is gone.
I just called 911 and started screaming that my car is gone and the baby is in the car.
Police quickly responding to the scene tracked down the SUV just about a block away near the 100 block of East Cullerton. The child was still inside unharmed while the carjacker ran away. It's a moment of relief that's hard to describe for this mother.
I don't even know how the person feels when he's winning the lottery of, I don't know, $1 billion, but I'm more happier than that.
All of this adding to a bigger concern for residents all across Chicago. Many people wondering what else can be done to keep their cars safe on these streets.
It's been going on since the summertime, so it would be nice to see a little bit more of a police presence to make the residents and the business owners in this area feel a little bit more comfortable, but it's sad overall.
Warren Noel lives nearby and is the owner of a barber shop in the South Loop. He says he's already tried talking to police about some solutions for this carjacking trend.
They said that there isn't really much that they could do as far as, I guess, the budget for the area and the manpower in the area.
In this situation, police tell us they could not get a description on that person who stole the car and ran away, so no one has been arrested to this point. But that mother tells me her and her son are now at home again and they're physically okay. From the South Loop, Mayor Kawash, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Mayor, thank you. Students at Michelle Clark Magnet High School on the city's west side mourning the killing of one of their classmates. The 15-year-old Kevin Davis Jr. shot and killed just blocks away after school let out yesterday. Grief counselors and extra police security were on hand today. The students were also dismissed from the back of the school as a precaution.
It hurts my heart because we always have to have some type of police officer in our lives, and it's not in a good way. So it's always the sign of somebody got hurt today or some mother lost their child.
Wow. Second shooting outside the school this year. In August, 3 other teens were shot.
And the man accused of attacking his in-laws in their Crete home is being held without bond. Michael Liu was in court today on several charges, including attempted murder and home invasion. Investigators say he drove from Wisconsin last Thursday, fired shots at his in-laws as they sat in their living room, then stabbed his mother-in-law. His father-in-law was able to wrestle Liu to the ground and stabbed him 17 times. The in-laws are recovering. Liu and the couple's daughter are going through a divorce.
Tonight in Washington, D.C., President Biden speaking at a vigil honoring victims of gun violence. Several people from the Chicago area also attending this event. Also in the nation's capital today, a group of doctors and parents, including survivors of the Highland Park parade shooting, held a rally. Called for lawmakers to ban all assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
7 brutally murdered, almost 50 injured, and thousands left forever traumatized. Our town cannot unsee what we saw that day.
The group also paid tribute to the victims of Sandy Hook who were killed 10 years ago next week.
Governor Pritzker marking a milestone today in cannabis industry reports with the opening of a first so-called social equity dispensary here in the state. Ivy Hall in Bucktown is part of a program designed to guarantee minority access to the cannabis business. The governor says that 192 social equity licenses have now been issued.
I am living proof of Illinois making good on its promise to carve out a more equitable cannabis landscape for generations to come.
And the governor also opened the door to the possibility of cannabis delivery, which is allowed in other states.
Today marks 81 years since the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, which caused the United States to enter World War II. Playing of taps, part of a ceremony this morning at the National Museum of the American Sailor at Naval Station Great Lakes. Presentation of colors and a wreath laying, also part of the observance.
We will never forget those who perished, and we'll always honor our sacred obligation to care for our service members, our veterans, and most importantly, their families.
Descendants of those who survived the attack on Pearl Harbor were there today and told their family members heroic stories.
Well, a former Illinois Democratic Party leader who helped spark the careers of several politicians has passed away. Gary Lapel died after a battle with ALS. Lapel got his start working in former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan's ward office, later serving as his chief of staff. He later led Illinois' Democratic Party from 1990 to 1998. In a statement, U.S. Senator Dick Durbin credited Lapel with helping him win his first U.S. Senate race. Services are scheduled for Friday in Maryland. Gary Lapel leaves behind his wife and 3 children. He was 68 years old.
Theater that's been in the northwest suburbs for nearly a century may soon close for good. The owners of the Pickwick Theater in Park Ridge plan to retire next month, and this theater opened its doors in 1928, playing host of vaudeville shows and silent films.
Well, now it plays blockbusters, and as Mark Rivera reports, the owners of the theater are hoping someone will step in to keep shows playing on the big screen.
It's iconic, classic Art Deco design, magnificently adorned interiors on the National Register of Historic Places. And after opening in the 1920s as a vaudeville theater in Park Ridge, the modern-day Pickwick Movie House is set to close for good January 8th of next year.
You can't match the feeling you get at a movie. For example, if you're watching a comedy and you got 400 people laughing at the same time, you can't get that at home on a TV set.
Pickwick co-owner Dino Vlahakis started working as an usher at the theater when he was just 13 years old and fell in love. At 21, he jumped at the opportunity to run the place.
People came out, supported me. They saw this 21-year-old, probably didn't know what he was doing.
Now, 42 years and hundreds of movies later, it could be the end of an era. Co-owner David Loomis.
This week, for example, Monday night we had 7 people. So we need people to come back to the theater to keep the movies going.
Loomis and Vlahakis say before the pandemic, they were averaging 4,000 people per week. Now,
we are down now to 500 people a week. You can't survive with those numbers.
Vlahakis has spent his entire adult life here, running it, building it, creating a community. And while he says his time here may be coming to a close next year, he's hoping the Pickwick can survive.
Maybe somebody has that same spirit we had 40 years ago and can take it to the next level, because I know the community of Park Ridge has always backed us.
People we spoke with in Park Ridge agree the palatial Pickwick deserves a savior.
Quite frankly, we need the Pickwick. We need it.
Vlahakis says since he announced the closure, he's been approached by 3 people interested in operating the theater. So there may be a happy ending after all. At the movies in Park Ridge, Mark Rivera, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Wow.
So much history. I mean, the building alone is historic.
The architect is just stunning, and the seats look so comfortable. I love the old theater with, you know, the film reel in the back.
And it still looks great. I hope someone can hang on.
The numbers were astounding, though. I mean, 4,000 before the pandemic to 500 a week.
It's hard.
Wow. And what's Gone with the Wind is going to be the last film to be played there, and it was the first film to be played. Yeah. All right, great job, Mark.
Definitely, and good luck to them. And new at 7, a police officer injured in a shooting in the line of duty, lighting the holiday tree. There it is for the Kankakee Valley Park District. Bradley officer Tyler Bailey spent the last year recovering from his injuries, returned home a few weeks ago. We told you about that huge parade for him, just in time for the holidays. This event also included tributes to military veterans to mark that 81 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor. Well, America has nearly 2,000 new citizens.
Well, they were naturalized in the largest ceremony ever for the Northern District of Illinois. Karen Jordan reports people from 120 countries taking the oath of citizenship today at the Wintrust Arena.
The stands of Wintrust Arena were packed. But instead of cheering on a basketball game, nearly 2,000 people were celebrating a personal milestone.
I, and state your full name,
taking the oath to become American citizens. It's the largest naturalization ceremony ever for the Northern District of Illinois, with 120 countries represented. Fumi Pearson came to the U.S. from Nigeria 7 years ago and has dreamed of this day.
I'm so happy. It's one of my happiest days today to become a U.S. citizen, especially so I can vote in the next coming election.
Camelia Mititelu cheered on her father, 89-year-old Vasile Grosu, originally from Romania. He's the last one in their family to become a U.S. citizen.
It's a big happiness for us. You know, they work really hard. They went to school in their 80s to learn English.
Alejandro Monroy and his mother, Alba Rocio, took the oath together. They left Colombia 21 years ago to start a new chapter in their lives.
Given, what's currently happening with democracy, it's important to understand what it takes to earn it and to be able to then participate in it.
For many of those sworn in today, it was a long journey to become a U.S. citizen, and they say now they're able to fulfill their lifelong dreams.
And I'm in computer science, and a lot of the stuff I was interested in is in the Department of Defense, and you needed to be a citizen for that, so I'm might as well become one.
Peter Beal was 5 when his family arrived in the U.S. from Poland. He's now 20.
This is a big day for all of us. And a lot of us are going to transform the country.
For Alba Rocio, it's time to celebrate, and she already has plans.
Travel all over the world.
Karen Jordan, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Our fellow Americans,
Yeah.
yes. Always
Congratulations.
exciting for them going home tonight with their families and finally getting their citizenship.
Life-changing today. The feelings and the emotions that they are feeling today. Great time of the year, best gift this holiday season.
Could there be a better one if
Right.
you're becoming a citizen? Good stuff.
Congratulations, everybody. 120 countries represented. All right.
Still ahead tonight, new exhibit honoring a civil rights activist from Chicago.
And later on, we are debating the top Christmas films and whether some of them on the list, even qualify as the best.
We're talking about Die Hard.
Oh, that one right there
qualifies.
I mean, might be the most watched one. I know my sister Shirley watches it every single year and records it every year. Like she doesn't have it on 20 DVDs. And
It's
VHS
going to be a
tapes.
fun discussion coming up a little bit later.
Can't wait. It's a fun one. So it's Wednesday as we take a live look out west at Woodstock. We usually say way to go Wednesday, right?
We can't.
I don't know about this weather if it's way to go. It's warm though, it's mild, so we appreciate that.
Do you feel left out tonight without your specs?
Man, I can go get them in the break.
Do you
I have some in my purse.
Do you?
That I could go get.
Is your vision perfect?
No,
Probably.
it's not perfect, but I use them only for
Reading?
distance or something like that. No, I don't use reading glasses at all.
Because I can't see when I look down. And that's why I wear these now, because I go to my script and it's great with glasses. But when
can't you do the
these are the
like half and half?
lenses,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, those are progressives?
Right.
Yeah. What about you? I like your glasses, by the way.
These are. I wear them driving. At work, I just kind of do without because I'm not reading a prompter or anything, and so I'm nearsighted.
So okay, because you don't even see. There's nothing in his prompter. It's just his screen.
He just looks at himself.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like I just close my eyes and like I just get into it. You know what I mean? It's just all ad-libbed.
We have to read words.
I should run upstairs and go get mine, and just so we can be together, right?
Twinsies.
I figured I'd just confuse everybody with like the beard and the different hair.
Like, who is that guy?
Rob Marciano?
Oh.
Sorry, he looks just like him though, but younger.
Wait, who?
Remember that?
No, that's okay.
Remember that, Greg?
I don't have as much gray in my beard.
Who was the other one too? That the ABC reporter that.
He looked like?
Yeah, that we had this long conversation.
Gio
Benitez?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and if about 2 million more push-ups and pull-ups.
Right, he's ripped. But you told a story in the early days of the stream team about how your wife had a crush on Rob, right?
Yeah, and she married the discount version.
No, she got the better of the deals. Yep, Gold Star, Blue Light Special, all that.
Blue Light Special, I can believe. She scanned me, the wrong price came up.
And then you got 2 beautiful daughters. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Out. And here you are with us.
Yeah, Amber did good, and you did better.
Yeah. So. Thank you. I wish I could say that we're doing better in this department, but unfortunately, not the case. Cloudy but normal temperatures for tomorrow. That's about the best I can suss out of the Thursday forecast is that our temperatures are around normal. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to look kind of gloomy as we all get amped up for another storm system. Friday, some mixing will go on. It'll change over possibly all the way to snow to the north while the south stays all rain. It really depends on exactly where you are, as I expect about a slushy 1 to 2 inches off to the north, but nothing in terms of accumulation south of Interstate 88. Maybe there's a couple of raindrops that mix in with snowflakes at times, but really essentially nothing that's going to accumulate south of I-88. All right, so for Chicago right now, we are at 40 mostly cloudy degrees, and I think mostly cloudy is a little bit giving it too much credit because there are a lot of clouds out there. 36 in Naperville, 42 degrees out in Oaklawn, 41 degrees. I would just call it straight up overcast right now out in Gary. And the reason that we're getting the mostly cloudy reading is the sensor out at O'Hare is probably seeing a little bit of thinning of the clouds in northern portions of not only Kane County, but also out into portions of DeKalb and LaSalle County a little bit too. But spreading out the view, you see that there are clouds off to the north of that, and it's not like we're just going to jump into clear skies anytime soon as this cloud cover continues to lift off to the north. What's the lay of the land here? Well, our next storm system, part of it is out on the windward side of the Rocky Mountains. The other is already in the leeward side, and it's kind of a double-barreled system here as these two lows track tied to each other with this occluded front, and that kind of separates the colder air from the north with the warmer air on off to the south. And that will separate our viewing area too in terms of that. As one low moves off to our south, brings mainly rain along and south of Interstate 88. Timing on this late Thursday night into early Friday morning. And there will be enough cold air, I think, on the northern edge to switch us over. Northernmost DuPage County. Again, this one is the most aggressive model, bringing mix off to the south of Interstate 88. I think we're going to be hard pressed to get that. I would just go ahead and consider yourself mixing over to snow in McHenry and Lake counties for sure, maybe northern Cook County, and maybe northern DuPage County, but no accumulations here on kind of this northerly edge here of Cook County. I just don't think it hangs around long enough. Then it's out by early Saturday morning with a couple of scattered rain showers for our Saturday. The European model, is it gonna go? Okay, it's gonna go. That timer was running and nothing was happening, so I thought maybe we were between runs and it wasn't gonna give me any data, but it did, and it's good data. I like this. This is actually new from the last time I looked at it. I think it is still a little bit aggressive off to the south. Yes, maybe a ½ inch of snow falls around Midway, but it'll be mixed in. It's not going to accumulate. It's not going to stick to the ground. Same deal at the lakefront. And again, any slushy accumulations are going to be in extreme northern Cook County and into McHenry County and also Lake County in Illinois. I know I pointed at the wrong one, but I said the right one when I flipped it around. All right, Friday's forecast, there it is. Some rain, maybe some snow again mixing off in our northern counties. Late rain and snow as the system kind of pulls out on Saturday. Still cloudy for our Monday forecast and just kind of bleh through the middle of next week with more chances for rainfall. Pretty active weather pattern, but at least temperatures aren't frigid.
Yeah. It's starting to feel and look like the holidays. So, you know, it's kind of time. People want that snow.
I warmed up my snowblower again just to make sure she's ready to go.
We're going to need it sooner or later.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Greg. Holiday scams hitting hard as shoppers are looking for bargains and expecting packages, too.
Well, tonight, our I-Team is uncovering some of the schemes targeting you. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles tonight with a look at what he is working on for us tonight at 10. Jason, what is the biggest holiday scam for us to watch out for right now?
Well, there are so many right now. 'Tis the season, right? All of those Grinches are out there, but we're talking to security experts, and they are telling us that the #1 holiday scam right now is these text messages that you're getting and emails claiming that there is a lost or missing package, that they need a zip code to find your package, or you need more information, or they need an exact address to find your package. And people are getting these texts. They are like wildfire. They are hitting your phones. They come in the form of email too. We were showing these texts and emails to people. You can see that woman there. She actually told me that she would probably have fallen for it, and there's the text right there. We are unable to schedule your delivery because your package street address does not match your zip code, but you should never be clicking on those links. These are links designed to fool you into giving up personal information. They may ask you for a date of birth. They may ask you for a form of payment. Who knows? They can figure out a way to get you to trick you into giving up a social security number. Now listen to this. Even if you just click on the link and you don't give up personal information, there is a chance that it could install malware on your device and hold your device hostage. And this means that they can say, hey, you need to give me X amount of money to get your device back, or they can get in your device. They can look at your pictures, your social media, your banking, all of that information on your device, even if you just click. You can't click on these at all. Ooh. I mean, this is really scary because a lot of these things do look real, and of course they're designed to, you know, get you in the moment. You know, they want you to think there's this sense of urgency. You need to click right now. So this is just one of the biggest holiday scams. We're going to tell you about more of these holiday scams coming up tonight at 10, and there are plenty of them.
This just happened to me today on social media.
Oh, okay, you got one.
Yeah, it was click this link to fill out some information that you, and I was like, I don't know.
When you say social media, it wasn't on your phone.
It wasn't a text like you're talking about, but it looks so real. And that's the problem, especially
I wonder
with
if I've done that too.
There's so many people doing this.
Yeah.
These thugs or whoever they are. What can people do, Jason?
Yeah,
because sometimes you got packages coming and you're like, I think that's it.
I need an update.
Yes. And you're worried about that package. You're worried about that gift. Of course, it's that time of the year. You know, some of these are designed so perfectly too. Some of them come in the form of email with images. We saw one, and you're going to see one tonight at 10 that it looks like it's from UPS. It's not from UPS, but it looks like, you know, it has the images of the guy. But we're going to show you tonight at 10 specific small things to look for. You're going to want to look for anything that looks like a misspelling or something that looks odd or unusual. Sometimes the dates will be mixed up because sometimes these are coming in from overseas. The #1 thing I will tell you though, and this is I think is always the easiest rule to remember, is just don't click on links sent to you at all unless you got them from someone that you know. So obviously, Cheryl, if you send me a link, I'm going to click. I trust you. But if these links are just mysterious, just don't click on them at all. That's all you have to do. And if you're ever questioning anything, call the shipping company yourself.
Yeah.
Don't look at that text. Don't look at that email. Just call the shipping company, go online, or call the merchant yourself. Always go to that person all by yourself. Never trust a third party or any text message that is coming to you. We're going to have more tips though tonight at 10, including tips.
Scrolling through your messages.
I'm nervous now because
it's easy. Yeah. One last tip you were saying. Sorry, before we interrupt you, including tips on.
Oh yeah, that's okay. It's all right. I know we're laid back here.
That's right. It's a lie, but we just like to talk.
But we're going to have tips on fake websites as well, because that's another huge scam happening right now. Is that you click, you don't get the merchandise, or you get a counterfeit gift and merchandise, and we don't want that for the holidays, right?
No.
And I have so many questions, like, is it a certain area targeted, certain area codes on the phone numbers targeted, or is it just everywhere? It's rampant. So
I mean,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, right? It is.
I got the first text you saw earlier. That's a text I actually got.
Really?
And then one of our programming directors and graphic artists came into the studio and said they sent you some information today. from the promotion department that they got on their phone. To
Yeah,
add to your story.
We got another one,
Today as well.
Danny Tagg had got one as well.
Yeah.
And you're going to see them tonight at 10 in the story. You'll see the email image as well that looks like it is coming from UPS, but it's not. And then there's some fake Home Depot gift cards that are out there now. Not Home Depot at all, full disclosure. But yeah, I mean, it's so easy to rip off these company logos.
We'll see you at 10. Thank you. If you're watching us streaming, we'll put this on our website or our news app too. If you can't stay up that late, you miss Jason's story. You'll get some more information.
Run it again
there.
tomorrow here at 7 as well.
It's
Gotta pay
concerning.
attention.
And that people do this during the holidays, I just disgust me.
Yeah, all right.
Be careful.
Well, honoring a civil rights activist, the new exhibit honoring Timuel Black. That's coming up next. Celebrating the life and legacy of Chicago Timuel Black. People have gathered tonight to mark the civil rights activist's birthday, and a new exhibit at the Bronzeville Historical Society tells his story.
Yeah, and it's an incredible one.
Yes, it is.
Race and culture reporter Will Jones gives us an inside look.
Bronzeville Historical Society President and CEO Sherry Williams putting the finishing touches on a new exhibit celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Timuel Black. The historian and civil rights activist passed away last year at age 102.
The legacy of Dr. Black is that he made certain that everybody knew their stories mattered, that their own voice was important.
On what would have been his 104th birthday, those who knew and loved Black are coming together tonight at the Bronzeville Historical Society to brainstorm ways to continue his fight for social justice.
He was in the front of every movement that took place in Chicago.
The exhibit features photos, books he authored, newspaper articles, and awards and honors that Black received during his lifetime. In 1960, Black worked with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on housing issues in the city. Black was instrumental in the historic election of Harold Washington. Former President Barack Obama sought advice from Black when he wanted to become a community organizer.
Timuel Black needs to be in every history book, not just Chicago, but nationally and globally.
One of the reasons that this historical society exists is because of the support of Black. Williams recalls tossing around the idea of starting it.
He, turned to me in his way that he could be stern but direct and said, do it.
Williams hopes that the Black exhibit will be housed here permanently to inspire Chicagoans to use their voice to make a difference.
I really hope that every year, those who are doing scholarly work, those who are doing activism, will be able to have something that supports the momentum of that.
Working together to build a better Chicago. Will Jones, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
So much history there. I've had so many conversations with Dr. Black. My mom always says at the knee of the elder you can learn so much, but my parents were from the same town, Birmingham, Alabama, as Mr. Black, and we talked about life and the migration, the Great Migration, how they came up here. And he was a World War II veteran, a teacher, a professor, and so many things about his life. He touched the next generation and the generation of
all the way. He lived to be almost 100 years old.
102, I believe.
That's right. 100. So even as he was there getting triple digits, he was still sharing his wisdom and his story, and that's just phenomenal.
He had a bag filled with letters that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had written him, and he kept them just in a bag because of the struggles that they went through together. It was just an extraordinary opportunity. I feel so honored and blessed to be able to spend some time with him. The legacy and his life, we celebrate it. Wow.
Good story. Glad Will could share it with us.
Yeah.
Time names its Person of the Year.
Okay.
And it's someone whose name you may not have even known until this year.
Did you pick it before you saw it?
I did not, but I'm not surprised.
Okay. All right. Plus, scanning a dinosaur. The test now underway at the Field Museum with T-Rex Sue, and more conversations for Rob and his expertise
We're
of
all
the
over
T-Rex.
this story.
Yeah. Got
I
some new information on this.
I got my arms around it.
Okay. Well, Linda Hand.
Oh, there we go. Time Magazine announces its Person of the Year for 2022.
And this year, it is the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The magazine says that Zelensky has kept the eyes of the world on his country by giving daily updates on the war's impact. Times editor-in-chief says that Zelensky has, quote, galvanized the world in a way we haven't seen in decades. And I think everybody will agree this is probably a unanimous choice.
That was a good tease Michelle wrote earlier, that you really didn't know him before Russia invaded that country and started this war.
And he was an actor and a comedian, you know, in his country before, and then he stepped up in the middle of this battle.
And in the early stages of this war, he was right there in Kyiv. I mean, making his presence known. And hopefully
on the ground with the troops embedded.
Yes.
You know, it was dangerous at times and still is.
Still is.
You know?
Yeah, we forget about that sometimes.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, back here closer to home, take a look at this. We've been talking about it all week.
Oh, yeah.
At the University of Chicago Medicine, performing a CT scan. Yeah, on the right arm of Sue the T-Rex this morning. Now, earlier this week, remember we told you about the arm. It had been removed at the Field Museum to learn just how T-Rexes use their short arms. Now, the scans will be used to create digital models showing range of motion and force.
This is what we need to know. How strong were those little tiny arms?
Very strong. And one report...
That was really convincing, too. Yes, I would guess you're right, though. I mean, it was T-Rex, right?
I was just going to say...
I believe you, whatever it is.
Good, see, you believe that. But no, one report said that they were used for mating, to grab...
We talked, yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because Lee, our floor director...
What is Greg laughing at? This is true.
The mental imagery.
Come along for this ride. Yeah, right. You know, because we love talking about it. Lee had suggested this, and we look. You're right. So, that's right. You're right.
But it's true.
To
that
attract
the scientists, said that you could hold better. That was hold closer to the body.
Right. Okay.
So
that's one theory.
T-Rex kisses.
That's right, Rob.
that was
The other one
I'm
was
just saying, these are scientist reports. It's
yes,
not
right. This is whatever we say goes here. The other one was too that they would use it to rip apart because they couldn't get to their mouth.
Right.
But they would rip apart their prey and get the things that they couldn't eat, and then they would use their mouth to
take their head down. And that makes a lot of good sense. I mean, they're very useful.
And there's one unconfirmed report that they did push-ups.
Okay, is that an Elgis insider? Is that Elgis insider?
I made that one up, and I think you guys actually bought it for
No, the snout.
No, we didn't buy it, even though you did push-ups early on in the stream team show progress.
That would be hard.
You might have to do it again for the 1-year anniversary.
I'm a T-Rex. I can't do push-ups. Yeah,
you know.
I want to be. So there. Do you have a theory, Mel?
I'd like
you had no idea this show.
I just like the visual on
right. The show. They waved their mate, and
do you remember the SNL skit, Greg, with the tiny little dinosaur arms? Do you remember that?
Oh, it was his tiny hands. It was a whole
skit. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean.
It's funny.
Yeah. So
I want to know. I really do.
We're going to find out. The CT scan is really going to reveal a lot of information. So stand by.
Okay.
You're our correspondent, right? You're no longer the Kardashian correspondent. You're now the dinosaur
correspondent.
Well, you guys know my favorite dinosaur is Triceratops. And he had 3 horns, and I don't like T-Rex probably would rip him to shreds with his tiny arms and then eat him, and then because the Triceratops was very slow.
It was.
I don't know if you knew.
And they were all very dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Except for the velociraptors.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Oh wow.
They were smart.
Yeah, in their own way.
So we will get the answers thanks to science.
My gosh.
So the speculation can stop.
What happened to this show?
All right. Yeah. We're going with the mating call. Yes.
Yeah. To help with. Yeah.
Whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, more to come. Stay tuned. We've got a really fun story, too, right now.
Yes, coming
this
up.
One's good.
This is a Christmas kitchen, providing meals from some Chicago seniors, making us Chicago proud. And there was some celebrity power there to help prepare and serve the meals at Our Lady of the Angels on the west side of Pity the Fool.
Pity the Fool.
That's right. I wonder what he thinks about T-Rex. Mr. T, Chicago's Food Network Chop champion, and Sister Alicia Torres were on hand, along with area high schoolers. Illinois Controller Susana Mendoza hosted the 8th annual tradition through her Culinary Kids Initiative. I think I messed up that read. Who was there?
That's some star power.
So everyone
right
from
there.
Mr. T to Chicago's Food Network Chop champion, I got that. And then Sister Torres, they were all there.
Sister Torres,
okay.
yeah. I mean,
sure I got that right.
that's powerhouse right there.
Yeah.
They're making us Chicago proud too.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, it still sounds good, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Still had the movie-themed holiday lights that are taking over one city. And Greg, we're talking about our favorite holiday movies too. So you got to participate. If you did the Dinosaur talk, you got to stick around for that too.
Oh, absolutely. And I've got a pretty good idea, the one that's maybe on the fence that I totally side with. Over the next couple of days, it gets wintry, depending on exactly what county you live in. We'll highlight the chance for some accumulating snow coming up. Fans of the movie Encanto will love this holiday light display.
The city of Medellin, Colombia, known for its extravagant holiday displays. Wow! This year they decided to do a display inspired by the Disney movie Encanto, which is set in Colombia. Disney, the parent company of ABC7. The city used 10 million lights. 10 million? How do you even count?
I know, I always ask that question.
Yeah, to bring the characters to life.
Well, you know how it is when you open a box of lights, it says 150 on them. Right. So I guess you write down every time you open a box, and then that's how you add up to 10.
And then half the strain doesn't work, so then you got to like divide by 2. And I hate when that happens.
Oh man, I know, right? We don't talk about Bruno.
Yes, I think we've sung all week. So
right.
Let's go.
Encanto. All right, well, speaking of holiday lights, we want to see your holiday lights. The Great Chicago Light Fight, it is back. And you can submit a video from your home to our website by this Friday. You just got 2 more days, everybody. The 9th, the viewers will then vote on their favorite holiday displays. And then you know what? We will announce the winner live on our morning show next Friday, December 16th.
This has gone by so fast.
I know, we feel like we just started promoting it and asking people for videos, but 2 more days, that's it.
That's it, to get your entries in. Top holiday movie choices ahead, and how Illinois compares in its top pick, and the movies on the list you may not expect.
Plus how filmmaker Ava DuVernay is making history in the food industry. And here's a hint, it is yummy.
I'm in.
It's just a few weeks away, less than 3 weeks. It's actually 18 days.
19? Oh, it's 18?
18
Did you change your sign out in front of the office?
Yeah, today is the 7th. 7 plus 18 equals
Don't make me do math.
25.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you. So it's almost Christmas getting there. And that means
Right.
people are Googling Christmas movies. And according to Google Trends, one film is the favorite of nearly 80% of the country.
What?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's the top choice in most states, including Illinois. One of my favorite. Other films on the list include It's a Wonderful Life, Love Actually, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Shop Around the Corner. Also on the list, Die Hard, Gremlins, and Edward Scissorhands.
Maybe because they came out around Christmas.
Well, if you remember Die Hard, they'll know they're having a Christmas party and stuff. And Edward Scissorhands, that was a great movie. It's been years since
really
I saw
good.
it.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, right. And that was around Christmas. I don't know if I consider those. Do you?
I know. It's a Wonderful Life is
it?
Probably one of the most beautiful Christmas.
Is that your favorite of them all?
No.
No.
I don't really have a favorite one.
There's so many good ones. I think Elf is underrated, but people don't like Will Ferrell. And some people think he's annoying. That's a good one.
It's so many good ones. I'm just trying to think of them.
Yeah.
You know, all the sitcoms
Santa
when they
Claus,
do. Santa, you know, all the ones with Hard Rock, Coco, and Joe.
Yeah.
Hard Rock, Coco, and Joe. Remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Wait, come on. You don't remember that they used to play them in
animation?
Yeah,
Oh,
all
yes,
the
yes, okay,
animation
yes.
ones, right? All the
Is that
Charlie
Miser,
Brown
Cold
one.
Miser, right? I remember the kids
Charlie
used to-
Brown Christmas.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Those are my favorites, I think.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, right. See, the list needs to be expanded. Y'all know your stuff.
Yeah, Hard Rock Coco and Joe. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, right. See?
Please sing.
Right, our floor director.
It's all
knows. He
downhill. We're all
probably
going to
worked
start
on those
singing. Yeah,
films,
but he's a good
too.
singer.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's talk about filmmaker Ava DuVernay. She is making history as the first African-American woman pictured on a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Now, she helped create a new flavor called Lights, Camera, Action. It is vanilla ice cream with salted caramel, graham cracker swirls, and pieces of chocolate chip cookie dough. Ooh, that is delicious. It will be available in stores nationwide January.
Light
Light
caramel.
Ooh, look at that.
The graham cracker's a neat touch.
Oh my gosh, that is just absolutely gorgeous, delicious. And I love Ava DuVernay, everything she does. I've met her before and had conversations with her. A really good person, very creative. And now, look, she's stepping into the
I just want to talk
food
about her
business.
ice cream.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, she might make a movie about it now.
Well, and the proceeds go to her Array Alliance. That's a nonprofit, so
Right.
she's going to help out as well. That reminds me of Gold Medal Ribbon. I think I've said that's my favorite Baskin-Robbins ice cream.
Oh, it is?
And it had just, but it was simple. It was just caramel, vanilla, I think, and that was it. This has a little graham in it. And
It's just, I mean, caramel, anything caramel and salty. You got your sweet and savory and.
It's good.
Ooh, just.
You've been hungry.
I know.
You were talking about
but
chips in the commercial break.
What about like a shake
Oh.
made from that kind of ice
Oh,
cream?
yeah.
Or a float.
Oh, now you're
Were we
going.
talking about floats the other day?
Please stop.
Yeah. Okay.
So there it's available in January.
All right,
We're going to get it.
We're going to be all over
We're
it.
going to try it right here. I'm going to get you some.
Okay. And we got to try that other. We were supposed to try the milk and Coke today. Milk and Pepsi.
Greg,
yeah, we were supposed to do that today.
Are you here tomorrow?
Yes.
So if we remember. All right. Let's talk about People's Choice Awards.
Someone remind us. Yeah, what's up with that? I'll go over to Walgreens and get it tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Special moment at last night's
Yeah.
People's Choice Awards. Lizzo's mother introducing her as she received the People's Champion Award for her impact on music and television. Shania Twain accepted the Music Icon Award. She also performed, changed the lyrics to one of her hits.
Okay, so you're Ryan Reynolds. That don't impress me much.
Uh-oh. I love her, too.
Original song reference Brad Pitt. Reynolds, by the way, won the People's Icon Award. He's an icon.
Definitely is. I love the People's Choice Awards because they're honest, authentic. They are the favorite of the people.
And it's just laid back. It's different.
Right.
I feel like Oscars.
People have spoken. And Lizzo, her performance yesterday when she walked out, all of these powerful women who are changing the world, from Breonna Taylor's mother to women who are talking about issues today. It was the most powerful moment in the show.
Nice.
It really was.
Yeah.
And she was saying support, light, lift, uplift, you know.
Yeah.
Really, congratulations to all the winners last night. It's a fun show all the time.
The new Avatar sequel, The Way of Water, it doesn't come out until next week.
But tonight, we are getting a sneak peek at the soundtrack. The Weeknd sharing a little clip on Instagram.
Thought I could protect you from paying for my sin.
That's all we can show.
It sounds familiar, like another song.
He's got a pretty familiar sound to him, right?
Yeah, very distinct.
Yeah.
So it's believed his song will be played during the film's ending credits.
Oh.
Okay, so you gotta wait to the end to hear it or download it.
I feel like we heard a good chunk of it. We
I
don't
know.
play music a lot on this show.
I know. Oh, what was that? 6 minutes? But he put it on an Instagram, so that was
So we're allowed. Is that how it
to-
works, Michelle? We can use a little bit
it was
more of it?
public domain.
Oh, it was
yeah,
only 8 seconds.
8 seconds. It sounded good.
We get 9.
Are you guys going to go see it? Did you go see it? I mean, 'cause
The
they
first
were-
one I did see in the theater. I would like to see this, but I know
Okay.
it's long again.
Okay, yeah.
I'll probably wait till it comes out on
Okay.
streaming.
And they say they need to make $2 billion to break even,
I
so
bet
they
will.
need your help.
I think it's getting pretty good reviews.
Yeah, it looks spectacular.
It is getting
yeah,
fantastic
it looks
reviews.
incredible.
Michelle says, okay.
Yeah, it took a long time to get there too. Greg, have you seen it?
Yeah, right.
Avatar?
You see the original
Yeah. Did you
Avatar?
make
No,
an
I
Avatar?
didn't see either of them because everybody said it was so long of a movie. I was like, you know.
Oh, the concept is phenomenal.
Yeah.
At the time,
what I've
just about going into this virtual world, and you'll like it.
And what year was that? Like 2009?
Yeah, we looked it up. 2009 was when.
It was in my first TV job, so I was too poor to go see a movie at that point.
Right, it's understandable. We can all relate.
It was movie or eat.
Yeah, yeah, we know which one won out.
Yeah, right. You chose eat.
Yeah, I chose eat. Couldn't you tell?
Good call.
Never missed a meal. 39 degrees, my temperature for the O'Hare temp. And the latest sensor reading is mostly cloudy. I was explaining this earlier. There are some lightening of the skies, and there have been throughout the day. Rob says he saw sunshine. While I don't really believe him, there's a chance that he indeed got one of those lucky pockets of sunshine. Upper 30s at Palatine, 41 degrees at the lakefront, 41 in Gary, 42 right now in, just south of Midway. And then as we head into the satellite and radar view, this is what the sensor at O'Hare is seeing. Some of these broken clouds, which is truly just this little pocket of clear skies. Now that is going to go away very quickly as these clouds continue to build north. The southern extent of this system, which, again, as I mentioned earlier, is a double barrel low. There they are. One's moving into the windward side of the Rockies, getting some upslope snow there out in ski country. Extends all the way up into southern portions of Wyoming. They're going to be pretty happy about that. Then farther off to the south, they've got some rainfall. And this is how it pans out as it makes into our viewing area too. Kind of split here between that northern low being the colder one, providing the snowfall, the southern one providing a bit of a split, and more in the way of rainfall. Again, that kind of lifts in late on Thursday night into early Friday morning. I took the lows off because it get a little messy, and it may get a little messy on those roadways, especially for McHenry County into Lake County too. Some mixing early on Friday morning could possibly affect your early Friday morning drive, and some of that mixing could make its way even into central and northern portions of Cook County and into DuPage County too, although I think it would just be slush or some snowflakes mixed in as you make it down to about the lakefront. Anything south of that, gonna stay rain. Maybe you see a few stray snowflakes, but definitely no accumulation. Now, snowcast here, this is the most aggressive model. It's the European model. It brings the snow the farthest south. It brings the highest amounts. You could very well see, don't get me wrong, I'm not arguing with this, 1 to 2 inches of snowfall in our northernmost counties. But as you get farther off to the south, half an inch at Midway, maybe, like if you're measuring it on the snowboard, it'll be a half an inch of snowfall, but anything that's on the ground, it is not going to be that way. It's going to melt on contact. The road's driving over it. Effectively, you're not going to be, or the car's rather driving over it. You're not going to see very much there. In terms of our forecast moving forward, temperatures stay at or even slightly above normal, but that comes at a cost. While we don't have the frigid mornings, we do have a lot in the way of cloud cover. Honestly, I would take the clouds as opposed to the clear mornings where it's, 5 below.
This is true, yeah. Greg, thanks.
Yep. Always perspective.
There we go. An expectant mother who cannot see her ultrasounds, now able to experience them in a new way thanks to technology. We'll end the stream on this story, and it's a good one. Expectant mother has been unable to see her ultrasounds because she's visually impaired.
But now she is getting to experience them in a new way. Aston Johnson's doctor teaming up with another doctor to create a 3D print of her ultrasound. That way she can feel his face.
gosh, this is so cool. I have not been able to like feel his or we'll see his ultrasounds at all. So this is so cool. I can actually feel his little lips and his little nose. That is so cute, and his little eyes. Oh my gosh.
Medical technology is just so wonderful. Doctors say the technology also helps create a better bond between the expecting mom and her baby. What a beautiful way to end our story today on Way to Go Wednesday. Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thanks for joining us. For Greg Dutra, I'm Cheryl Burton.
I'm Rob Belgas. We'll see you tonight at 10. Hope you have a great night.